Today on Country Squire Radio, we're talking Dallas, baby. Pew, 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 pew.
Or Fort Worth.
Yeah, or Fort Worth.
Yeah, let's be honest. Like all our friends in Fort Worth just got really angry.
The Dallas, the Texas Pipe Show, I guess, to be more accurate.
That's right.
Is not Dallas. That's like,
right. It's
like
funny.
50% of Texas.
Well, no, people are sensitive to this, and I get it, right? I mean, it's you don't necessarily call people from Mississippi and Alabama the same place, So I don't know. We'll get there. Go ahead.
Also, we've got a pipe question of the week all about buying pipes on a budget, plus quick fire questions, listener feedback, and more happening right now on Country Squire Radio. Welcome to Country Squire Radio. I'm Beau.
And I'm John David.
JD.
Hey, Beau. Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon to you too, sir. Man, we are here at lunch.
It's lunchtime, dude. It's kind of weird. Yeah, recording Country Squire Radio here in the middle of the day, but yeah, just trying something new out.
You brought the barbecue, right?
So I did not. I did not. It is lunchtime, and there is no barbecue.
No barbecue
for your
whatsoever.
shameless, ridiculous effort to get us to bring barbecue on Country Squire Radio.
Hey, man, it needs to happen. It needs to happen.
Yeah, man. Things are going great. What's happening with you, man?
Oh man, I've been super busy. We've got actually a new project. I've kind of alluded to this in some previous episodes. I've just been crazy busy on this, but Podastery a couple weeks ago released or began releasing a new show that we've got called Red Flag, which is kind of chronicling the history of the Mississippi state flag. For those that are unaware, Mississippi has what is arguably a very controversial flag. It certainly has inspired a lot of debate here locally, and we've even seen as kind of the nation has looked towards Mississippi in the last couple of weeks, it's continued that debate nationally. And so what we've decided to do is kind of take a historic look at the creation of the flag, how it's been used to the conversation that's going on today.
Okay.
And man, let me tell you something. This particular show is like the most heavily produced thing I've ever worked on. Like it's like a documentary in its approach, and it has taken us literally a year. I mean, like think about we put a lot of work into this show.
Yeah.
I mean, like a ton of work, like it's not like we just come up with the notes like 5 minutes beforehand. That would be crazy.
Who would do that?
We don't do that.
I mean, who on earth would do that and pretend to be professionals, right? Yeah. I mean, gosh, certainly not anyone.
But literally, this has been a mini series. It's been a year in development. So regardless of your thoughts on that particular issue, I do encourage you to check it out. It's redflagpod.com is the website. You can find it on iTunes and Spotify. Red Flag Podcast. So yeah, man, that's been I literally just got done with the 4th episode, putting the last polish on that one. We had a special guest that was supposed to be on that episode who ended up getting arrested before we could actually have him on the episode. I won't name drop, but
that has never happened to anyone on Country Squire Radio. That we
know of,
that we are going to be honest about.
Yeah. we still haven't had that Brian three part.
No, hey, that's true.
There's an opportunity. Right. We just got to call him in.
That's right.
Yeah. What about you, man? How's the shop?
Come on the show because you've been arrested. Man. No, we're doing great. Obviously, just a lot going on. It's been a really exciting season. So, got engaged a year ago today. What's up with that, huh?
Yeah. Is that right?
So that's right. Yeah.
This is your engage-anniversary.
Well, it's just kind of interesting because last year on this exact day, the Texas Pipe Show was ending in Fort Worth. I was a terrified wreck because I knew that afternoon that I had this very expensive gemstone on a metal band in my pocket in a little box, and I was terrified all afternoon, and had to go to the bathroom multiple times on an airplane so I could ask my now wife to marry me. So that was interesting.
That was
it happened today. I missed a flight that day and thought it was all going to get canceled, but the good Lord was gracious and. So that's kind of cool,
man. It has been a crazy. I know we mentioned this last episode.
It's been a full year.
It's been a full year.
It's been a full year. You just think about all the changes that are going on for so many in our community. Really, we've got friends that are going through job changes and new expecting and marriages and all kinds of stuff. And of course, here we are, just climbing on, piling on with all the change. So, but anyway, it's been neat. Things are going great around the shop, man. It's been fun. Got to talk to dear friend Portland Paul last week. That was really cool. He called in and we had a nice chat. And
that's awesome, man.
Ordered some tobacco and just several other folks. We put out shamefully. We put out speaking of controversy. We put out a interesting holiday tobacco.
Really?
And
wait, I believe I saw this. Now, this is. Are you sure you really want to mention this publicly?
Well, you know, it may have been a stunt. It's good tobacco, but it also may have, you know, been an intentional stunt. And
when is this ever not? But please continue.
I just want to say, basic white girls were happy. And
Becky's everywhere celebrated.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did. And there for about 48 hours at the Country Squire, we had a pumpkin spice latte pipe tobacco.
Wait. 48 hours? Please tell me it did not sell out that quickly.
No, it did. But, what I want to make clear
is this world coming to?
What I want to make clear is that was it. Like that there's no more like this. No, this is not an ongoing blend. This was a way for us to just have a little fun. But I'm gonna be real honest with you. It was so satisfying because we had all these people raking us over the coals, right? Just I mean, on the internet.
On
it's
the
like
John
you
David
did what? Like you did you came out with what? What's self-respecting tobacconists? You know, just shame and all kinds of bitterness and all this stuff. And but then I kept getting these phone calls. And these phone calls were from, you know, every one of them were men, and you know, multiple times was like, well, you know, my wife was really interested when she saw the post about that. I was like, because your wife subscribes to the Country Squire,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, so many guys, you know, they were calling from all over the country, and they said, well, you know, I just figured my wife would like that.
Hey, hello, yes, I'd like to order some of the pumpkin spice. Yes.
That's exactly. I mean, it was so funny. So I was like, you bet, man. I'll be glad to send you some to give to your wife.
That's right. Yeah,
it was.
It's like the pastors
great.
that change the attention on their orders and everything. It's the same type of deal.
Yeah. Send it to the secretary.
Put it Kathy. Sue, I believe it was.
It was great though, man. We got a lot of folks, and since some folks were like, you know, no, I am ordering this for myself, but please, for the love of God, don't tell anyone. Yeah. and so it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was a little stunt we did, but it was good tobacco, and we're happy with how it tasted. But you know, don't really admit it.
I'm actually really
readily.
I'm actually really disappointed it's all sold out, man. When I saw it at first, the first emotion I felt, and I want to be honest with you, was judgment. That was the
absolutely. I had, you know, some of our best customers and dearest friends walked in the shop, looked at it, and then immediately gave me grief.
Walked right out.
one of our best customers, literally our best customers, you know, he's on the Wall of Honor and all that stuff. He looked at me and he said, "How much for the whole jar?" Because I want to take it in the parking lot and throw it in the dumpster. Like he was going to just pick it up and smash the whole thing, like, you know, glass shards and all.
Wow.
And it would have been worth every dime to him to do that. And I said, well, you know, the jar's not for sale. So
that's brilliant.
They don't make those kind of jars anymore. I still need that jar. So,
actually, you should try that next time and just charge a premium for
no, that's right. Yeah. You can be the guy that buys it all and then shatters it in the parking lot.
Yeah. That's good. I will say though, it did intrigue me because one of my most kind of like surprise favorite tobaccos, like one of those things you try and you're like, how is this going to work? And then you're like, oh, I like this, but I wonder if I should tell people I like this. Is
admit it out loud.
Well, it was Sleepy Hollow, which is you know, a seasonal blend, and it's a pumpkin vanilla thing they've got going on.
Absolutely.
But now that I say that out loud, I realize that pumpkin vanilla is just another way of saying it's a pumpkin spice latte.
No, don't. I mean, you know that. At some point, you got to own up to it.
I mean, you do. You really do.
But it is the season.
Tis the season. And man, let me tell you what else is the season of. Last year, around this time, of course, we had the first ever annual Country Squire Radio Custom Cob Competition. Now, last year, the theme was Christmas. This year, the theme is Thanksgiving. And
I love this.
Yeah, man. All the details have been up on Facebook and Twitter. Now, we read those off on the show. We're not going to go through all of them, but suffice to say, you need to get out there, get yourself a Missouri Meerschaum pipe, and get painting, get crafting, get crazy ideas on designs that are inspired by the Thanksgiving holiday. And I should mention this, it's got to be smokable. At the end of the day, it's got to be still a smokable pipe. So send those in. All the details on what that's going to be about and where you need to send that to, including the updated address, is all available on Facebook. We actually went to Twitter and we pinned the updated information. So as soon as you go to like twitter.com/Squire Radio, you'll actually see it. It'll be the first thing you see with all the details. So get those in. Can't wait to see what you are all gobbling turkey. I can't think of a good pun at the moment, but
hey,
we'll be giving thanks for your participation.
It's going to be a cornucopia of delight. That's so lame.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, you know, and so of course the grand prize winner for this is going to get a beautiful handmade
Why do you laugh? Why do you laugh at that?
Handmade trophy that they can display in the can next to their
it's
on the
gorgeous.
floor next to their sink.
What we need to upsell this. This is amazing.
No, it's good.
We're talking solid gold colored.
Gold colored.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
a trophy, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to be, as you say, handcrafted in the sense that it will be a hand will hold it as it is glued to the thing that it's on. And it will be marked as your gold trophy.
No, but then in addition to that, just a small corollary, the winner will also get an 8-ounce bag of Esoterica pin sands, unopened.
Yes.
We just got it in a few weeks ago here, and we're throwing that in to sweeten the pot. So and of course, all this is going to a great cause to benefit the Ronald McDonald House. So,
that's right.
Really excited about this, and are so thrilled that our friends at Missouri Meerschaum continue to sponsor just this cool new tradition that we have, and we're fired up to see what you guys send in.
And y'all, we've been talking about it for the last several weeks, but the Jackson Pipe Night is fast upon us.
Gosh, it is. It's
weeks
amazing.
Away.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fun.
I got a lot
of
work to do.
You really do. It's going to be amazing this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do you know yet actually what the competition tobacco is going to be?
I don't. That'll be announced this week.
Okay.
Of course, it will always, as usual, be 3 grams of tobacco. 2 matches. You have a minute to light your pipe. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, great prizes. Sponsors include Laudisi Distribution Group, which of course is our dear friends at Savinelli, Cornell and Deal, GLP's Tobaccos, and many others. New in including Peterson as well. And so really excited about that. I think there'll be some fun things to give away, nice door prizes, and we should have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We've been encouraging you to, if you live not necessarily in the Jackson area, if you're not a Mississippi resident, that's okay. Come on into town and compete. I mean, it's not, as long as you buy your seat, then you're good to compete. It doesn't necessarily matter where you're from. So
no, we've had people from all over. Obviously, we typically we'll have folks come in from Memphis, all over Louisiana. We had someone come in from Texas a couple years ago. This year, I've got a couple folks from Arkansas that said they're going to make the trip.
Arkansas.
So, it should be great, man. I'm really excited, and should be a good evening.
And a great excuse to make your pipe pilgrimage into Jackson if you've never done so before. See the new shop. We'd hope to meet you there. Last thing I got to mention before we dive into tonight's topic. Well, I guess two things I got to mention. Yeah. Man, we hit a milestone on iTunes. We now have Country Squire Radio is now sitting at 300 iTunes ratings.
Bam!
Yeah.
Man, people are any of them good ratings?
Yeah, the predominantly good.
Do we have any that are decent?
I'm honored to say that That's now great. we have a 5-star average on which is the highest tier on iTunes.
That's wonderful.
With 300 folks, that kind of feedback, that kind of support, guys. We talk about it all the time at the end of most shows, but I mean, like, it doesn't cost a dime to do, but we still realize that it takes time to do it. And a lot of times, you're driving, you're running, you're in your car, wherever you might be, you may not be in a position to write us a review. So the fact that those of you who have taken the time, like, we recognize that, we see that, and we want you to know how much we really appreciate.
Yeah, it helps us a lot.
Absolutely,
it does. It helps us to spread our audience, build our community, and gosh, it's invaluable to do that kind of thing. And so even if that's something you don't normally do, if you're not one of these people that reviews something after you use it or rates something, please give that a thought. And if you get a spare chance, go on iTunes and leave us a review.
Yeah, man. 600 by next week. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
300 is great.
It's funny. We were talking, I guess last week about just some stats about the show.
You were
I was asking, just thinking, we're going to Dallas. We got some stuff going on. I was like, man, how many shows have we done? And I if I'm remembering correctly, this, as we're sitting here now, this will be our 270th show.
270th show. That sounds right. Yeah.
Which is mind-boggling. We started this in 2013. And that is that's incredible. We haven't missed a week. But due to your incredible hard work and getting me out of bed to come do this every week. My little introverted self would have rolled it up a long time ago. But man, this has just been so much fun. And gosh, we have developed quite a community. So we're very thankful. I
love Country Squire Radio and just the fact that we have such a extensive catalog of content that we've been able to put out. And I mean, like, honestly, we take great pride in the fact that we've gone these many weeks. We'll take live shows off, but the podcast will always have an episode out every single week since 2013 without fail. Like, there's a lot of pride in that, but that's also the reason why any new project I do now always is seasonal.
No, that's right. No, that's absolutely right. You know, you like, I can't, you know, at some point, if you keep doing this kind of stuff, you're going to like, you know, have some huge life event on the day that we are supposed to record, but we, you know, we can't, and then we don't have one in the can. Like, we can't put it out any product. And it's like, well, you know, what if, I mean, I'm going to have to miss walking my daughter down the aisle because we got Country Squire Radio.
We'll do it down the aisle. We'll do it. Oh, we'll do it up from the church. That'll be what it is. The kids will be getting married. Your future son will marry my daughter, and we'll do
you know,
future. No announcements, by the way.
That
joking.
is
hypothetical.
No announcements.
Sorry, Mama Cole. But there's nothing to say. Nothing's happening.
But all of what you just said is more likely than us doing a barbecue and tobacco pairing.
That's not true.
On Country Squire Radio.
All right, man. We got one last thing that we really do need to mention. Of course, that's big ups to, we've got a new club member joining the Country Squire Radio International Pipe Club. We've got Andy R. Rebensur. Let me try that one more time. Let's see.
That's a stretch.
Okay, so this is difficult. Okay, here we go. Randy Robinson. It's Randy Robinson.
It's Randy Robinson.
But here's what I love about his name, because the son at the end of the name implies son of. So this is Randy, son of Robbie.
Randy, son of Robbie.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, no, that's cute.
Randy, son of Robbie.
That's cute. Randy probably has never been called that in his life.
I know,
but I'm sure he appreciates the effort. Yeah,
well, we appreciate him joining us at the Pilgrim
Randy,
level.
Thank you so much, man. At the Pilgrim level, of course, you can do that at patreon.com/Country Squire Radio, and that is one of the best ways you can support what we're doing here to spread the pipe good news. And so please hop on there and find out how to do that, and we appreciate it a bunch,
man. All right, so now is the time. Now, as folks know, this last past weekend was the second annual.
No, they've actually had the Texas Pipe Show more.
It's the second annual Country Squire Radio representative on site for the Texas Pipe Show.
That's right.
We're
going to get this. Yeah.
Listen, the Texas Pipe Show, which has been growing and going and doing some amazing things. Last year, we were able to do a show live from Texas. This last past weekend, you were actually present. I was up in Rochester, New York. I'll tell you about that later. But you were actually there, boots on the ground, and providing some significant skill sets and sharing and services, and
at least pretending like it. Yeah.
So, man, this is kind of our Texas in Review show. I was about to call it the International Pipe, the Texas Pipe Club.
yeah, there are a bunch of them.
Yeah. But the official Texas Pipe Show in Review. So John David Cole, what happened in Texas?
Well, man, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, we have some stories to tell and some updates on the industry and people we met and all that stuff. But I before we do that, I do have a few gifts that are just things I'd like to bring back. The folks may have gifted to you and me and things of that nature. And so I thought I'd bring those on air now.
Okay, all right. So this is a surprise.
So of course everyone knows that that we're
they know the way to our hearts.
They know the way to our hearts. And if you are watching live, you notice that I just pulled out a huge glass bottle to set on the table, which is filled with brown liquid, which is alcoholic. And so it's great. I love how our friends just assume that they can buy us off, and they're absolutely right.
They're absolutely
right.
Yeah.
Man, our friend Richard Abbott in Austin, Texas, big UT fan. It was fun hanging out with him and James all weekend. He picked up this bourbon barrel aged gin.
This is gin
from the Texas Hill Country. Really interesting gin. We drank some over the weekend. It's like a smoky, pine needly, interesting. There's cinnamon, nutmeg. It's kind of this almost like a spice, kind of holiday spice kind of thing going on. Very, very interesting. But
these barrel aged.
Did you read that? What is
Waterloo Antique?
Waterloo Antique, and it's distilled by
Treaty Oak Distilling.
Treaty Oak Distilling.
Yeah.
And so, just a beautiful packaging and everything.
Very
really,
Texas.
Yeah, very, very much so. Man, we're very, very grateful for that.
Man, that's amazing.
It was fun. Yeah. So we'll I've already tried some. Obviously, we'll
I was about
crack
to say,
that open later.
It does appear that he drank some.
Yeah, no,
some
has been. So it's funny, mentioning that. My wife, her sister lives in Dallas, or just north of Fort Worth, up there, and so we brought them donuts the day after they have 5 kids, and we brought them donuts the day after the show. and of course, when you bring a dozen donuts, you expect a dozen donuts, but the kids got 11 donuts that morning because one of them did not make it to the house.
Well, a baker's dozen is like one extra,
and a John David dozen.
A John David
is
dozen one less.
Right. Well, you get the John David pour of this delicious, liquor here. So moving on.
Good folks from Texas. They always know the way to our hearts is through our liver.
Our friend Russell Ramirez.
Oh, dang.
This is really cool. Okay, so Russell, he's a chef.
Dude.
Is incredibly talented.
Dude.
These, Beau, are hot sauces.
Yes, sir.
And
homemade?
So homemade. Not only are they homemade, they are both the chili was actually grown by him. So he actually grew the chili and then fermented them. So I asked him just to make sure I had these right. The one on the in your right hand, the darker sauce, is more of a regular body. They're both pepper, hot sauces.
Yeah, yeah.
This one's going to be more, normal strength. This one's going to be a little on the hotter side.
Dang, the yellow sauce.
He says they are both fermented chili sauces. The red sauce is called Cherry Bomb, and it cherries homegrown ghost peppers. It's in the savory side and not too spicy. The second is the Ring of Fire, habanero and pineapple. So he says this should light our world up. So man, Russell, really kind gift. We're very grateful for that. And man, if you're ever hanging out in Austin, Texas, both Russell, Richard, so many other guys that of course we know and love down there, just really kind, and some nice gifts from them. So
that's amazing.
So anyway, good things to to put on your menu.
I know. I mean, it's lunch hour too. So like I'm why aren't we doing the barbecue?
No,
missed opportunity.
Yeah, and get used to it. And so our dear friend Chris Dumoulin, who actually he's the president of the Lone Star Pipe Club.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Now Chris, dear friend of the show, been
listener.
Hanging out with us for quite a while. Been to the shop a couple times, and last time he came into town, this is actually not a gift for us; it's a gift for our friend, the Hurricane. And last time he came to town, I was actually out of the shop. I think I might have actually been out of town.
I remember hearing about this.
And he dropped off a bunch of stuff. Matter of fact, he was the one that got us hooked on Topo Chico.
Yes.
Which we're thankful for.
Thank you, and how dare you?
Yeah, it's terrible.
We have no access.
But not only that, but he hung out that day with our friend, the Hurricane. And if you've heard us mention the Hurricane before, he's a one-of-a-kind individual that hangs out around the shop regularly. We love him. He's one of my very dear friends. You just have to meet him. You just have to meet him.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
But in order to understand, you have to meet him.
And we call him the Hurricane on air because his real nickname we just don't feel comfortable sharing on a work-friendly, family-friendly podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
So anyway, having said that, this is a gift to Richard. Chris and Richard were talking, and Richard challenged Chris to find him the most ridiculous pipe that he could. And he said, I'll get back into pipe smoking more if you'll find me the most ridiculous pipe you can. I want something that if I opened the door and was smoking this pipe, when someone knocked on my front door, they would turn around and walk away.
Okay.
All right. And so that's what this is.
Is this going to be show appropriate here?
No, it'll work.
It'll work.
We'll make it work. So this.
Oh my gosh.
This is the pipe that Chris gifted the Hurricane. Now, if you're watching, I'm gonna hold it up to the camera there and see if you can see it. So, but I'm gonna describe it for our listeners. It's a human that is laying face forward down, so it's flat. The head is the bowl of the pipe, and the human is squatting, and he's grabbing his rear end, and then the mortise hole where the stem is coming out of the pipe.
I feel like there's no need to continue describing it. The imagination can just kind of fill it.
It's just all very interestingly placed. And so,
what have you done, Chris?
Look.
What have you done?
Look at what our viewers are seeing right now. It's just really
funny.
No,
I see what the viewers are saying.
The thing is, it's kind of nondescript in some places, but in other places it's just a little awkward. So yeah. So anyway, we're going to gift that to our dear friend her. He has no idea he's getting this yet, and so but I'm excited.
And the payoff for this is the hurricane's going to get back more into the pipe smoking.
Well, yeah.
Chris, what have you done? Don't get me wrong. I'm glad. I mean, obviously we do this podcast. We want everybody to feel welcome, but there's just, there's a lot.
Right. All right, and then one more gift from me, actually, and this was something I was just able to find right before we left.
Oh!
It's 4 more bottles of lime Topo.
Oh, the
Topo
lime
chicken.
stuff.
And so I was able to find the lime. Yeah,
that's good.
I don't know. I prefer the regular, but Beau had mentioned that he likes the lime.
I do like the lime.
We got him some of that.
This is the good stuff. This is prime. This is premium right here.
Yeah. So a beautiful 4-pack, and that's just a little gift.
Look at all the treats. Yeah. This is awesome. I like how you started with the hurricane gift, and then you got me back.
Brought it back down to earth, right? I wanted to repulse you and then bring you back.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. So I mean, it had a great time in Texas. Obviously, there were about 300 people that circled through the show. So it was a nice turnout.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
Really good. The weather was beautiful. Very, it was hot Texas afternoon on Saturday, but and just a fun weekend. Great weather. The Texas-Oklahoma football game was on at the Texas State Fair. Of course, goes through this time of year, and each year as a part of the Texas State Fair is the big UT-OU game that they play there in Dallas. And so that was on TV. Had a lot of folks watching that closely. And man, it was just a great time. It took place over 2 nights. And I really encourage you. Of course, they do this every single year, and we're thinking that it'll probably take place in similar locations and time periods next year. So stay tuned for that. But we really encourage you to go if you ever get the chance. The first night is at a shop called Tobacco Cabana, and that's in Cedar Hill, Texas.
Interesting. Okay.
Now this is a great little shop. It's they've got a fine selection of cigars and a nice estate pipe and new pipe selection, as well as some bulk tobaccos that they sell. So really a cozy shop, very family friendly. It kind of reminded me of the Squire in some way. You walk in and you just know that these are just hardworking, kind people that are wanting to serve you. It's not a real flashy place. It just made you feel kind of at home,
Sure.
So,
yeah.
If you're ever in Cedar Hill, Texas, right there outside of Fort Worth, please go and tell them we sent you. Great people there.
Well, I mean, this is like 30 minutes outside of Fort Worth.
Yeah, I mean, they're about. If I'm remembering my geography right, it's right between Dallas and Fort Worth, so kind of right there in the middle.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, great little shop. We had a great time that night because they invited yours truly to teach the blending seminar, and so I taught them how to blend.
Yeah.
Or I at least taught, described some of the elements.
So I'm curious about this. I'm not going for the obvious joke because we've made that.
We've already gone there. Right.
But no, so I am kind of curious about this because obviously in the last couple of episodes you gave kind of a little of an intro into home blending, blending at home, that sort of thing.
Sure.
And so this actually gave you the opportunity to kind of put it into practice. Had you ever done anything like that before? Like a blending seminar?
I have once. Yeah. And then I'll actually be doing another one in November at Spring Street Cigars in Tupelo, Mississippi. They've invited me to go up. Tupelo is about 2.5, 3 hours north of Jackson, up in northeast part of our state. That probably the biggest cigar shop in the state is actually in Tupelo, and they are trying to develop some pipe business. They're carrying some of our tobaccos now, and so we're going to go up there and do that again.
Oh, is that the one that's like in kind of the town square area?
Yeah, no,
dude, that place is gorgeous.
Yeah, gorgeous shop. I mean, I've never seen pictures, but I've heard it has the most excellent humidor in the state, and so they've got a big pipe community up there, and so we're going to go up there and try to continue to foster that and build some excitement.
I might want to try to go with you if I can.
Should be fun.
Like I love Tupelo, man. It's
pretty part of the state. But yeah, so taught the blending class. Really, what we did, the folks from STG and Lane were so kind because they showed up with all this tobacco, right? You had
they always roll it out,
just pounds and pounds of premium pipe tobacco. And of course they kind of provide that part of it and then give you the opportunity to mix your own. Everyone gets their own little bin and you can kind of go through and pick out different ingredients and that type of thing. I just kind of came at it from a very simple before we did that, kind of the just philosophy of blending pipe tobacco, what the different leaves bring to the table as far as ingredients and, different properties. We talked over the smoking, qualities of each one and proportions and things of that nature. And so
Were
that was a lot of fun.
Were the participants, I mean, were they encouraged or required to actually have their pipes with them to like sample some of these tobaccos?
No, yeah, you could do however you wanted to. Most of the participants did have their pipe, and so they were able to try a few of the different ingredients and then blend them together. Other folks just kind of smelled stuff and then threw them in the box and shook it up, and it was like, well, let's see how this goes, And but it was fun. We had several blends that were created, and some good ones at that.
I'm also kind of curious too, because as longtime listeners, especially viewers of the live show, know, generally you've got this massive, very old school weight to figure out the precise measurements, or as precise as that machine can be, which is very
right.
I'm curious, like in this scenario, did you bring one of those? I've seen these little cooking platforms where you just kind of can take the smallest amount and
like
weigh it
a baking
way?
scale, kind of their cooking scale. We didn't, and actually we've the guy from Lane, he actually encouraged people to just kind of go by parts, as we've talked about before.
Like
so
pinches?
basically take 1 pinch of this, 2 pinches of that, and that kind of thing, and blend them together. We talked about this before on our recent blend your own kind of episode thing, but where you can come at this from 2 different angles. You can either do the by weight category, or which is more common, obviously, or what's easier, which is by part. And so you use a pinch or a shot glass or something like that. You just got to keep in mind, if you ever try to make if you do the part routine and then you try to make a bigger batch of this stuff by weight, those 2 things are not going to correlate, right? Because you've got a dark fire Kentucky tobacco is super light because it's so dry, and so 1 ounce of it is going to look like a half pound, right? Whereas you take your favorite sticky cherry Cavendish, and 1 ounce of it is going to look like a half ounce of something else, right? And so it's just but anyway, you can do it that way. You just kind of have to know that those 2 things don't correlate. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we did it that way. It was great, and had a good time. Beautiful shop there. On the second day, went out and to Pop's Safari Room, of course, which you remember from last year.
How's Pop doing?
Good, man. He was good. He was wearing his necklaces, walking around, drinking a glass of wine, and just hobnobbing. It was great. So, but if you're ever in Fort Worth, please go check out Pop's Safari Room. They were so gracious to host this event. It's an interesting concept. This is not your normal tobacconist, normal smoke shop, pipe shop, anything. Think of a lounge that specializes in wine, but also has a nice beer selection and coffee selection, actually. So it's a lounge that specializes in wine and beer. But then there's a decent cigar selection as well, and so it's just a really and pipe selection, and so they've got the focus of it really is a cool lounge where you can smoke, and then they've got this nice cigar selection right there, and very comfortable, nice place to spread out, watch the game, all that kind of stuff. So different feel from any other smoke shop I've ever been in. It's really unique and really a lot of fun. So it was cool. As soon as we were kind of shutting the show down there around 7 on Saturday, you saw all the local professionals kind of come in after work and or for the evening before they went out to eat, just to kind of hang out and smoke a cigar, and it was a good feel.
It's almost, I mean, like, to describe that place, it does almost feel like so you've got like these different like hipster co-working spots and that sort of deal.
Yeah, sure.
Where it's almost like it exists to be a space where you gather, like a gathering hall. Like that's essentially what you get from Pop Safari.
That's it. Yeah, it's you walk in and it's less a retail store than it is a gathering hall that sells some things that'll make you feel even more comfortable to be there. That's kind of the idea. So anyway, really cool. There were vendors from all over, and really great selection of vendors this year. Folks selling vintage tobacco tins, new pipes, estate pipes, expensive lighters, all kinds of memorabilia and things of that nature. It was just really a lot of fun. A guy that's well known in the pipe kind of distribution part of the industry, his name's Kevin Brackett. He flew down from Seattle and had all kinds of Nerup pipes, meerschaums, olive wood pipes, some single off stuff from Germany that you probably won't ever be able to find again. Just really interesting stuff. Kevin's a good resource and goes to pretty much every pipe show there is. Notable people that showed up, Premal Chetta, who is the owner of Smoker's Haven in Columbus, Ohio. Of course, historic smoke shop brand. They don't have a retail location anymore, but still are pumping out lots of great tobaccos and pipes through their website. Premal was there. He is probably, he's considered, one of the American pipe smoking royalty, right? I mean, he's up there with the best, and folks really look to him as a resource for, for new pipe makers to learn and things of that nature. But just a fantastic carver and guy. He had a nice booth there.
Okay, I was wondering if he was showcasing or if he was networking.
Yeah, I think some of both.
Yeah.
Most of these guys, when they go to events like that, they will. But he had some of his pieces that were, range, all over the map. Typically, his are going to be, on the more expensive side because they're he just makes such a high quality piece. But other carvers there as well. That was a lot of fun to see. And then of course, really healthy Savinelli selection. Our good friends from there, we're just peddling that, and man, really putting out a lot of Cornell and Deal tobaccos and things of that nature. Of course, you guys know how much we believe in that stuff too. So, so that was a lot of fun. Really good time. You probably haven't heard us mention a guy in quite a while. There's a carver here from Central Mississippi named Barry Lyle.
Oh yeah,
and, Barry does Celticus pipes, and it was so funny. I didn't know Barry was going actually, and I turned the corner, and there he was. And I was like, "Man, hey, what's going on?"
Dude, how's Barry doing? I haven't seen him in a minute.
It's been a long time, yeah. But he had a table and sold a bunch of pipes. Is kind of focusing on some antler accents on some pipes and things like that. So trying to kind of get back in the game. And
he came out with some really interesting, like he had like a Halloween pumpkin.
No, that's right.
And,
yeah. Kind of had some unique takes on different shapes.
Oh my gosh,
so,
that pumpkin pipe.
We'll see. Yeah, I know that was cool.
That would have been perfect for your pumpkin spice latte.
It would have been.
Oh, it would have been. Who owns that? Somebody bought that.
I think our good friend Mike Armstrong bought
Did he
that.
buy that? Okay,
I'll have to ask him about that.
Because I remember actually for the longest time looking at that pipe thinking, can I justify buying this if I know that I'm only going to smoke this for one season out of the year? You know what I mean? Right? Like that was the problem where I was like, oh, but now the season's come back around. I'm like, yes, I do wish I had.
Well, I might. Yeah, exactly. It was good to see Barry. Of course, we had the slow smoke competition, which I actually competed in this year, and placed right in the middle.
All right,
I came right in the middle. I think I was number 8 out of like 16, 17 people.
Where
like that.
Where was the middle?
It was just over 15 minutes.
Oh,
and
John David.
And the winner was just over 30 minutes, I think. And so, So I kept telling people, I kind of intentionally let my pipe go out a lot because, I like to smoke it real cool. And
they gave you a hard time.
Get flavored nuances from cool smoking tobacco. So I'm more prone to letting my pipe die, and some people bought it. So.
And who made the tobacco this year?
It was great. It was actually donated. It was Beau from Cornell and Deal.
Gotcha.
And so our good friends.
So you're gonna blame Cornell and Deal?
No, exactly. Well, and it was great too because you pay $25 and. To get in the slow smoke, and this year the pipe we used was actually a very high quality clay pipe, and so everybody got a clay pipe that was just really sharp.
You could have also blamed the clay pipe, no, but you smoke clay pipes. Yeah, man, that's right. 15 minutes. All right, so this is so good because going into the Jackson Pipe Night here in the next couple of weeks, I was wondering what my time to shoot for was. I was going to shoot for past 30 minutes. That's generally been lately my goal. If I can get past 30, then I'm happy. But now I know that I can sit comfortably as long as I do better than 15 minutes.
As long as you do better than 15 minutes, yeah.
Oh, man.
Was
it outside or inside? Because it was outside last year.
It was inside.
John David,
it was inside. But what's good is I was in the middle though. So I mean, there were plenty of people with each person that went out before me.
Yeah,
I was wiping the sweat from my brow, saying, "Oh, thank goodness."
All right, man.
Yeah, so that's how that worked. Yeah, it was good. It was good. But delicious tobacco and of course, wonderful clay pipes. We're gonna have to do some more content about clay pipes in the near future because there's a lot there.
Well, there's such a lot of lore around that too, and just kind of the imagery.
There is. One other thing I want to mention too about folks that showed up at the show. This is going to be, you're going to see this coming out soon, I think. But there's a group of guys. This is They do this professionally. This is what they do for a living now. Although I think a lot of these guys are this is a retirement gig for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got into restoring old Dunhill lighters. Now, if you've ever bought a premium lighter, there is nothing more frustrating than spending, 60, 70, 80, $100 on a lighter that, you know, uh, to spend that much money on something that produces a flame and then for it to die. But some of the most reliable lighters, particularly of the 20th century, were made by Dunhill, and they were made from the 1960s all the way through about the mid 1980s. It was the Dunhill roll of gas lighter, and there is a group of guys that actually are salvaging these old lighters, completely restoring them, and putting a warranty on them. Now you're going to start seeing these around because this is it'd be like if someone took the old vintage Volkswagen Beetle, right? That was so iconic in its day, but they haven't made in a long time. They make the new ones, but they're just a different
the one with the bulging eye looking thing.
Yeah. So you got this ancient car, but someone's fixing it up, and not only that, they believe in their work to fix it up so much that they're putting a warranty on it.
Wow.
Okay. So imagine buying a product that was made in 1965 and it's got a warranty on it today in 2018. And that's what they're doing with Dunhill lighters.
Man.
Like that, it's incredible.
That's
like
passion.
It's amazing. And so what they do is they go all over the world collecting these lighters, and you'll get, what, could be a, $2, $3, $4, $500 lighter, that has a warranty on it. And so some of these are made with solid sterling silver and stuff like that. It's just, they're beautiful, beautiful lighters. It's hard for people to imagine because a lot of things, you just don't really make lighters like that anymore. I mean, there's some out there, but not quite like this and with this kind of sophistication. And so anyway, that was interesting. There's a group there that is starting to get into that. Really has developed a good reputation. These guys know what they're doing and are experts on this. And I think you're going to start seeing more of these vintage lighters that have warranties on them. Today when I sell a lighter at the shop, I don't even want to sell you a lighter if it doesn't have a warranty on it, because I don't want you to walk out of the store with a $75 lighter and then it has a hiccup and all of a sudden you can't do anything with it. No, when you're buying a $75 lighter, most of what you're buying is the warranty on that lighter. And that's what these guys are doing with 50-year-old pieces.
Man.
And you got to think, this is a 50-year-old lighter. It's got 50-year-old rubber gaskets and pistons and valves and all this other stuff in it, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I just want to kind of throw that out there. Be looking for that kind of thing because it's pretty impressive what they're doing.
And did you get the name of the group?
No. Of course not.
No. What kind of crazy question is that?
I've got their card and it's actually at the shop, but we'll get more information.
Try to post that
out
out too. Yeah, that's
really cool. I was proud to see that. So
awesome, man.
Great time, man. Lots of good food, good friends, and just a really good hangout time there in Fort Worth. It was solid. So yeah, next year, first or second weekend in October, whenever they wind up putting it out next year, I highly encourage you to come, particularly if you're kind of close but thinking about it. Folks, not just from Texas. We had folks from San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Waco, all over. But surrounding states. I mean, there's so many pipe smokers in places like Oklahoma, Western Louisiana. Kansas. I mean, we had folks from all over, and some folks even flew in. And so, just highly encourage you, if you've never been to Texas or to the DFW area, it's a good excuse to get down there. Lots of fun stuff to do. I'd actually never been to Dealey Square, Dealey Plaza, where JFK was assassinated.
Wow.
And I wanted to see that. I just, you've seen pictures of the book depository and, the grassy knoll and all this stuff. And the video, the Zapruder film and all that. And I just, I'm kind of, interested in history. And I was like, well, I want to see that with my own eyes. And so before the show, we're able to go over there and take a look, and it's just fascinating. Lots of history like that. The two X's on the pavement where the two bullets actually hit the president. It's really really amazing.
Yeah.
But not just that though. Dallas and Fort Worth both have an awesome barbecue scene, craft beer scene. just all kinds of, cool nightlife, professional sports, and things like that. So next year, if you can, highly encourage you to take your time out of October and go see those fellows down there.
Man, sounds good. Look, it sounds like it was an amazing show, and I love how you kind of kicked off this episode, admitting that you made a pumpkin spice latte, and you kind of finish up talk about the Texas Pipe Show with the fact that you went out in 15 minutes in the quote unquote long smoke competition.
No, that's right.
So that's a lot of humility is a virtue, and I think you're putting that on display in a really righteous way.
Humility is a virtue, and it's not a virtue that many Texans possess.
That's true.
But it is a virtue, and occasionally we have to display it whether we want to or not.
Well, hopefully for everybody who went to Texas and maybe even picked up some new tobaccos they'd never tried before, are really looking forward to bringing those home and sampling them. And if they're doing so, they need to do so in a good quality smoke from a good quality corn cob from Missouri Meerschaum.
That's right. Folks, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, of course, we are in the tis the season of Missouri Meerschaum custom cob competitioning here on Country Squire Radio, and of course, if you're going to participate in that competition, we do require that it to be a Missouri Meerschaum pipe, which is great, man, because there's so many great pipes that can be this canvas for your creativity, and at a very, very reasonable price.
Yeah.
Missouri Meerschaum, they make good quality smoking pipes, and that's one of the reasons why during that competition we say it's got to remain smokable, because
we want to smoke it.
Or
someone's going to smoke it.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we want to, but whoever's going to get it is going to end up being the one that smokes it. So one way or the other, if you've got a Missouri Meerschaum pipe, be sure to get another one so you can start entering into this custom cob competition, and B, smoke it this week. Let the good folks at Missouri Meerschaum know that you appreciate them for sponsoring this show. All right, man, we've got a pipe question of the week coming in from Donovan T. Embry.
Here's a name. That's beautiful.
Donovan. Donovan's that's a
solid, strong name.
I feel like it's like a spy, like Donovan. Get Donovan the codes. Something like that. What's that, Embry? Like his whole name is like an entire spy movie. I gave it from T. T gave us the codes. Hey, JD.
Will you read the question?
I'm sorry. Sorry, it was just there. Hey, JD and Beau, wanted to ask the experts from Country Squire. I hear you always talking about Bing's favorite pipe and how great of a smoke it provides. I'm trying to convince my wife that the cost of the pipe is worth the price, but have yet to do that. So until that day happens, I was wondering if you could recommend a pipe which has a longer stem, similar to Bing's favorite, but a lower price point. I have a Missouri Meerschaum Elf Cobbett pipe and enjoy the great quality it provides. I would prefer a recommendation for something between those two. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for all that you do. Again, that is from Donovan T. Embry, 007.
Donovan. Man, great question. Yeah, of course, we talk very often about how much we like these Bing pipes because the smoke tends to cool off a little bit with the longer stem, and then obviously it's kind of a small frame, lightweight pipe that's just really satisfying on the eyes, but also cool to smoke and cool in your hand and all that other stuff. So this is funny, but I'm actually going to recommend a handmade pipe here in the United States, and it is the crappy pipe.
That's what it's called.
It is called the crappy pipe, and I'm telling you, this is what you need. Yeah. So if you go to and I'm dead serious. If you go to crappypipes.com, a carver makes pipes that typically have long stems, and they're incredibly reminiscent of the Bing pipe. Now, this is actually, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. This is actually the husband of Scotty Purcell. Scotty makes pipes that are mostly pencil shank, long stem pipes, very similar to the Bing. And I'm hoping I can find his name. I wish if one of our listeners knows Scotty's husband name. So Scotty, she's the one that makes the $450 pipes. He makes crappy pipes, but the crappy pipes are all very similar in shape. But he's finishing them with the little more simple finishes and things of that nature. But the shaping is extremely similar to what we would think of as a Bing's favorite.
Interesting. So in this instance, you're going for shape, not grain.
You're going for shape. That's right. And they're well made. They really are. A lot of them, he'll put little stainless steel shanks in there. Or stainless steel tenons in there to kind of, support them a little better because the stems are incredibly thin and tiny. But I have one of these pipes, and I really, really, really like it. So, and seriously, I'm not kidding. If you go to crappypipes.com, or his Facebook page is facebook.com /crappypipes. I'm telling you, that's, you'll pay, 25, $30 for a pipe, 40, $50 at the most, and it'll be a great smoking pipe that looks almost identical to a Savinelli Bing's.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So I mean, seriously, you'll like it. Go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it.
I like his sign too with the PVC pipes.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, the whole motif is good stuff.
He knows what he's doing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's right.
All right, Donovan. Hopefully that gets you set up. And hey, if you do happen to get one, let us know how that goes. And also, we love getting suggestions in, so be sure to send in those suggestions for other pipes that might fall into that category. And if you've got a pipe question of the week, be sure to email us, show@countrysquireradio.com. Quick fire question. Ow! All right, man. Quick fire questions coming in from Mitchell L. Critil and brought to us by the good folks at the Tin Society. More on the Tin Society in just a moment. All right, there's what Mitchell has for us. You ready?
Yep.
Johnny cake or pancake?
What is a Johnny cake?
I was hoping you would know. I have no clue, but I will say that it's typically my answer to this is going to be pancake unless it's a waffle. Like waffles, I'm a waffle guy more so than a pancake guy.
All right, Johnny cake is a cornmeal flatbread, an early American staple food. It is prepared on the Atlantic coast from Newfoundland to Jamaica. The food originates from the native inhabitants of North America. It is still eaten in the West Indies, Dominican Republic, St. Croix, Bahamas, Colombia, and Bermuda, as well as in the U.S. and Canada. I've never had a Johnny cake. I can honestly say I've never. I did not know there was a cornmeal flatbread.
I've not either.
Yeah.
If I'm going to get experimental with pancakes, I generally go sweet potato pancakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Those are good.
That's good. Yeah, but I love cornbread. We all know that. We've talked about that plenty. But I guess I'll go with the pancake.
All right, steak fries or shoestring fries?
Probably a shoestring fry.
What is wrong with you? Steak fries are not.
I think so. I know they're chunky and all that, but yeah,
crisp.
with the shoestring fry, they're more versatile. You can, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Steak fries all the way.
Okay.
Wallet or money clip?
Wallet.
I really want to transition to. I see these people with like the wallet cell phone carrying case things. You know what I'm talking about?
I admire people that can get away with a money clip,
Mm-hmm.
who can get away with one of those wallets they make that's as thin as a credit card, and they have 2 debit cards in there, a $20 bill, and a driver's license, and that's it. I'm not that guy. I'm not. I never will be. I keep stamps in my wallet. I keep all kinds of membership cards, healthcare card. I mean, like I don't like. There's no way I will never be that guy.
Yeah,
and I embrace the wallet.
Admittedly, I'm a wallet guy, but I wish I was a money clip guy.
Yeah, I do too. I would love to be that, but I'll never be that.
I mean, as you were talking about, I was thinking like I carry my fishing license everywhere, and I don't go fishing at that often enough to justify having that.
Same, but I've got Sam's Club card. I mean, just all this weird stuff that I'm not going to leave home without. So yeah, that's it.
All right, we got dill pickle or sweet pickle.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with sweet pickle by a hair.
Wow, yeah. Dill all the way. Dill.
I'm gonna go with sweet pickle by a hair.
DVD or streaming the movie.
Streaming.
Yeah, this is just bypassing Blu-ray isn't even an option.
What's a Blu-ray?
Well, fair enough. Blu-ray, in my opinion, is a skippable technology. Yeah, streaming all the way. Absolutely. There's literally no benefit to DVD in my opinion. Although I've got a lot of them, so if you want them,
I know, right? They're
DVDs
for sale.
Are great. Everybody
right.
should want them. Mitchell, great quick fire questions, and of course, quick fire questions are brought to us by the Tin Society, which is an amazing online service that brings the online into the inline. What? I'm talking about being able to order to get lovely pipe tobaccos brought to your door every single month.
That's right.
This is kind of that random box, that random loot drop, so to speak.
Gosh, I love it. Don't you love getting packages? Don't we all love getting packages?
Yeah, look at all the packages we got today.
I ordered something from Amazon. I can't even remember. I just know the UPS guy is bringing me a package, right? Well, imagine having that each and every month, but the contents of this package are going to be professionally curated premium pipe tobaccos from all over the world. And that's what the folks at the Tin Society do. They pick out well-known tobaccos, but also really obscure tobaccos that have rated very highly and have interesting ingredients that might push your palate envelope a little bit. And so we highly encourage it. It'll be a great opportunity for you to try new things, broaden your taste buds and palate expectations, and really find that new favorite tobacco. And so if you go to tinsociety.com, you can sign up for the service there. Use the code Squire when you do. You'll get 20% off the first month's service, and we highly recommend it. If you talk to those guys, tell them we sent you.
Absolutely. All right, man. So listener feedback this week, we got one in from Steven. What did Steven have to say?
Steven said, "Hey guys, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but never got around to it. So here it goes. I'm glad I found the podcast, which I religiously listen to and watch every week ever since. You guys are doing a fantastic job with this show, extremely informative with lots of pipe and tobacco facts and insider knowledge, yet keeping it light, entertaining, and sometimes straight up hilarious. I've had to contain some severe laughter while listening to your show at work on several occasions. I happen to be working in the Scotch whiskey industry here in Scotland. So I also enjoy listening to your Squire Select episodes. I would be more happy to answer your Scotch whiskey related questions if you ever had any. And boy, do we have some, because we like to drink whiskey and like to talk about it, but we are not experts.
Sit down, brother.
So he said, I hope to do my pilgrimage to the Squire at some point. I have family down in New Orleans, that's really cool. Meanwhile, keep up the good work and looking forward to the next episode. Take care. And that's from Stephen in Scotland.
With family in New Orleans.
Yeah, great.
Who works in the whiskey.
He works in the Scotch industry.
Bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it. Bring it. Like pick it up.
Literally.
Come on over.
Fly it
see
over.
the family. We'll meet you in New Orleans. I'll meet you in New Orleans.
Hey, we'll drive you up.
Yeah. We'll bring you on up,
Red carpet, baby.
Absolutely. Especially like if you're bringing it. The red carpet is for the Scotch as much as it is you, but it is for you and the Scotch, both of you together. Right. That's what we want.
Right.
And we want you to bring it, the Scotch. And yourself.
Do we have another?
I'm just saying we got an in. With
that's right. And we want that.
Yeah.
We want that. A shameless plug. Right?
Let's keep the ball rolling here with Distiller 23 on iTunes. What did Distiller have to say?
Distiller says, "Thank you, longtime listener, and just wanted to say really enjoyed the show. I love when you do the pairing with spirits. Speaking of this, as a pipe smoking professional distiller, it's right up my alley. Have you thought about doing a pairing of pipe tobacco with American malt whiskey? I don't believe we've done American malt whiskey. Maybe we did one. I can't remember. If you do, I'm more than happy to send you some I've made. Thank you again, Distiller John. Man, look at this. It's a double whammy with these people that love us that make booze.
Yeah. I got to tell you, man,
I'm glad, we're not doing a Squire Select today at lunchtime. Because the afternoon would be incredibly unproductive.
We own our own businesses. We could totally do a Squire Select.
We can also have failing businesses, but there is that.
That's the reason to have a Squire Select at lunchtime.
That's true. Yeah. One other thing too, I want to our dear friend Randall Morgan, who lives in Waco, Texas. He texted in his picture of this pipe that he got. He actually won it in our raffle this past weekend.
Oh man,
in Texas at the show. But it is a Randall. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a 4.5 foot long meerschaum pipe.
That's amazing.
Like it's longer than a baseball bat. I mean, it's like it's incredibly. We called it like his two-handed pipe because he literally would have to have help to tamp it. Right, like it's incredible. So anyway, check that out.
What's amazing too
on Twitter.
I mean, aside from the fact the incredible length of this thing, the bowl itself is a face that's smoking a pipe of the face. Like it's like a picture within a picture, but it's a pipe within a pipe.
No, it's great. It's great.
And he's smoking a little pipe too, but I think that's when it gets too small. That's impressive. That is incredibly impressive.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got several people listening here live while we're broadcasting for the first time. We'll see if this happens again, but here at lunchtime, Kilted Pipe Guy, he says, catching Squire Radio at lunch time to coincide with the start of my night shift. I have my Amarelli pipe packed with some Miskatonic mixture for later. Good Cornell and Deal tobacco. Dave Allen, this is great. He says, with the family at the end of the Canadian Thanksgiving. And he says, our oldest thought the real Beau York's lady's voice was hilarious.
Oh, wow.
And so everything about Beau is hilarious.
Was that when I was pretending to be the lady, or does he just mean in general my lady's voice?
I think in general.
Yeah. I got a tenor.
Oh, no, that's good. Our good friend at the Realio Dealio, he says, finishing my lunch break with at Squire Radio. If you are a pipe show, if you are a pipe smoker, you should, 1, listen to this show, and 2, become a member. It's the best $3 or $5 you can spend each week. And so, anyway, man, so grateful for that, and we're always thankful for listeners that like to chime in while we're doing this live.
Absolutely, yep. And thank y'all so much for doing so. We really appreciate it, man. Always blessed to be able to be on mic with you and do so in a live capacity.
270 times.
Yeah, man, 270 times.
Man, we've got to. There's
300, man. We got to do something for 300.
It's less than a year away.
We should do it in Sparta, because that movie 300 about the story, about the Spartans.
It's fine. I'm sure there's like a Sparta, Mississippi, or like a Sparta, Alabama. We should go there.
That is not a bad idea at all. We should find a pipe tobacco store in some city here and do it shirtless. Like we should. we should.
Maybe overalls. Yeah. I think Southern Sparta. Right?
Yeah, Southern Sparta. Yeah. I like that. That's good.
We kick some fool down into the pit. Yeah, it'd be great. You get down there with the pigs.
This is Perique, and like, this is Cavendish.
Incredibly lame. Wow. Yeah. All right, but more info on that to come.
Yeah. 30 episodes to go. That's like half a year. We'll figure something out. It'll be great. 30 episodes from now. Yeah, we didn't plan anything. We'll figure something out. All right. So all of that wonderful stuff happening, of course, when you tune in on a weekly basis for the live show. When does the live show occur? Well, we've been going through a little bit of transition period, but I'm glad to say that we are getting very close to that transition period being over and us turning into a more normalcy period.
Again, if anything we've ever done has been normal, we're hoping to get back to that.
It'll be the new normal, but we're really excited about the way in which
I think it'd be good.
Yeah, I guess that's all we should say for
more info on that later.
Yeah. Really excited about that. Also, you can find out more information on us at countrysquireradio.com, where you can also find links to follow us throughout the week. You can follow me. I'm at the Real Beau York.
I'm at John David Cole, or you can get us at the shop at _Country Squire.
Of course, all that information and more can be found at countrysquireradio.com.
Well,
man, looks like Texas definitely agreed with you. It certainly ended up agreing with me. This is amazing.
This worked out good, huh?
Dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
This hot sauce in particular, I plan on putting to use like right now, since it's lunchtime. Like I didn't know where I was going to go to lunch, but now I'm going to go and get
the Mayflower's right down the street. We're downtown.
Yeah,
I'd probably go great on some fried chicken, or maybe some redfish.
Well, I was thinking like pulled pork, but like dried pulled dry rub, and then just pour this on, sauce it on up.
Yeah.
Ooh, I might have to go to the
Thank you, Russell.
Yeah, man.
For excellent stuff.
Absolutely. And then a little bit of whiskey to go down with it.
That's right.
Oh, dude.
Good to see you guys.
All right, man. Let's go have a day.
See you, brother.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, man. Lunchtime. Yeah.
All right. Y'all get back to work.
Hope we didn't make some of you late for work. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.